Hello everyone and welcome to the Idle Guitars YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you how you can perform your own setups on your electric guitars. Let's get started. The first step to setting up a guitar is getting the proper relief in the neck by adjusting the truss rod. In order to do this, we first have to know how much the strings are going to pull the neck when the guitar is in tune. So we have to tune the guitar. To perform this test, we're going to start by putting a capo on the first fret. Now, I'm going to pick up the guitar and hold it in my lap in a playing position. Now this is important because if you have the guitar in a resting position, like on my workbench, then it's going to change the angle of the neck and the accuracy of this test. So to perform this test, depress the string on the furthest fret, or actually this is the second from the last fret, and use your other finger to push on the string and see how much the string is able to move. That's going to tell you how bent the neck is. So right now the string can move quite a bit, which means I'm going to want to take some of the relief out of the neck. And I also like to check on both the highest string or the lowest tuned string and the highest tuned string, because this is going to tell me if there's any twisting in the neck. If there's more relief on one side than the other, there could be a twist in the neck, and that's a more serious issue. In this case, no twist, just too much relief. There are different types of truss rods, and they are all adjustable in different ways, but this particular truss rod is adjustable with an Allen wrench. So I'm going to take this Allen wrench, and I'm going to give the truss rod just about a quarter of a turn. And now we'll check the relief again. After a little bit of adjustment, I was able to straighten out the neck. You can see that now when I perform the test, the string moves a lot less and there's a lot less relief in the neck. Setting the action is the element of a setup that affects the feel and playability of an instrument the most. To do this, we're going to use a ruler that has fairly small increments. We need to use 30 seconds for this test. So, what we do is go onto the neck where it meets with the body and measure, starting with the 6th string, the height. And we want this to be about 2.5 30 seconds above the edge of the fingerboard. You can see right now, it's right about 2, so that's a little low. I'm going to raise that up a tiny bit over here at the bridge using this Allen key. So that slips into a screw that fits into the bottom of this post. And by raising it, we raise the height of the string over the fingerboard. So we'll check again, and we might have to repeat this process a couple times before it's right. I've set the 6th string to be 2.5 30 seconds of an inch above the fingerboard, or actually above the frets, and I've set the 1st string to be exactly 2 30 seconds of an inch above the frets. Because the 1st string and all of the thinner strings actually have a narrower travel, they don't swing as wide when they're plucked, they can sit a little bit closer to the fingerboard. And that actually works out very well for a player because those are typically the strings that you're going to be playing a lot faster on. On this particular bridge, there are only 2 adjustment points, one on either side, and that's similar to a Les Paul or a lot of other guitars like that. If you have a guitar that has adjustable height for every individual string, like a Stratocaster or a Telecaster or something like that, then you would need to set the string action for each individual string, getting a little bit lower as the strings get thinner. Now that the action is set, we can move on to the final step in the process, which is setting the intonation. Setting the intonation involves making sure that the fretted notes play in tune. To do that, we use our tuner. First, make sure every string is in tune. And they're going to be a little bit out of whack because we changed the height of the bridge. Now that the guitar is in tune, one at a time we're going to play the strings and then play them at the 12th fret. Oops. It's a little hard to do this with one hand. So you can see that E actually already plays in tune. Check the A string. Alright, so this E is a little sharp, which is a good thing because that means I'll be able to show you guys how to fix it. So, in order to adjust the intonation of the strings, we need to change the length of the string using the adjustments on the saddles. There's a couple different ways to think about this adjustment. The first way is to lower the pitch of a string, like we need to do with this E string. We need to lengthen the string, because as we know from our fingerboard, longer strings under equal tension have lower pitches than shorter strings. Another way to look at it is that by lengthening this string, we increase the amount of string that is able to bend when we fret our notes on the fingerboard. And by increasing that length, we minimize the amount that the string is going to bend sharp or change the pitch when we fret notes. So both of those things are factors in intonating the guitar. So like I said, because this one is a little bit sharp, we need to lengthen it by coming back here and tightening this screw. I like to make small adjustments at a time and check my work. So now we make sure the string is in tune again. Still a little bit sharp. So we'll just continue making adjustments until that plays in tune. Now that the guitar is set up, I'm going to check it by playing every single fret and making sure that none of them buzz. Everything looks good. So that is how you set up an electric guitar. I hope you learned something today that you can put into practice working on your own guitars. And if maybe you don't feel quite comfortable doing it all yourself, you can always bring your guitars to me and I'd be happy to work on them for you. You can find me online at idleguitars.com or on Facebook and Instagram under the Idle Guitars name. And if you're interested in seeing this guitar in action, I'll leave a link in the description below to the full build and demo video of this instrument. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe below. Thank you very much.